What's good, everybody? Lethal Team back in the building. Yours truly, Lethal. I'm here to just talk NBA 2K24, man. How I feel about it, crossplay, everything. Just the game as a whole. I think now that it's been about a month, and the game you're watching is just earlier in the year, but now that it's been about a month, I think it's a fair time to talk about what I think about the game, what I think could be improved, and what I think is bad about the game. I just honest criticism. I don't want to sit there and be one of those type of people that say 2K is trash. We all say it out of habit now, but honestly, if the game was trash, people wouldn't buy it. That's the way I look at it. You can't call something trash if you're continually using it and enjoying it, if that makes sense. But so NBA 2K24 has dropped Kobe edition. They got Mama Black Mamba all over NBA 2K24, rightfully so, for the late great Kobe Bryant. As far as regular 2K, I haven't been able to get into it like I normally would. Normally, I would have posted like a couple of bullshit videos about playing online and just telling people like you never want to lose the rule of playing this. But at this present time, I think most people buy the game are either my team players or they're my career players. It's a very small community for people that just play regs. It's a very small community for people that do like online franchise or something like that. Because honestly, where the game has gone to is just not about skill anymore. Same thing with any other sports title, Madden, FIFA, and all those other games. It's not about the skill of it anymore. I think it's more so about how much money can these companies get out the game. And I don't think that's a bad thing, especially from the company standpoint. As a consumer, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, if you don't like the direction of the game, don't buy it. If you don't like the way the game is, don't play it. Don't sit there and play 40 hours on end every week and complain about the entire game. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So let's talk about the biggest addition to NBA 2K24, which is crossplay. You now have the ability to match up against Xbox players. Xbox players now have the ability to match up against PlayStation 5 players. This is a beautiful thing. It's been a I can't even say the word. It's been a graceful transition. I don't think anybody has had very many problems like lagging out or anything like that. The only thing that sucks about crossplay, in my opinion, is the fact that you can't just regularly add or talk to somebody that's on a different system, right? The only way you would really be able to do it is to try to add them as a 2K friend, and then hopefully just add them into a party. Like, it has to be some way for you to add them into a party. From there, like, if you can link up through Discord or whatever service that you use to communicate with other gamers, so be it. But, like, I know for me, somebody that likes to create a league, now that crossplay is a thing, you can now invite Xbox gamers into the league, which is beautiful because you have more teams, more spots available. The problem is, if I'm playing against a team that I think is good or would be good for the league, I have no real way of trying to communicate with them as far as to tell them, yo, I have this league, I want your team in it. And the only reason why I'm saying it like that is because I look for very specific teams for specific reasons. Like the league and I guess culture that I'm trying to create with my league is not one that's like, the NBA 2K league or like HOF or any of these big leagues out there, NPBA, none of those big leagues or nothing like that. Because, in my opinion, although some of those leagues are great, you get to go against some 2K League pros and everything. My problem with those leagues is that it's a who you know basis, right? Like, so if you're a team that has like a 2K League player on it, you probably get a little bit of recognition, and the commissioners and stuff will look out for you. But let's say, for instance, if my team joined and nobody know who we are, I didn't heard some things about those leagues about people like posting screenshots that's not true, or games that already been played reuse the same screenshots and other things like that, and the commissioner's not really caring or investigating properly to determine who should actually get the win. I've heard this in multiple leagues and things like that. So that favoritism thing is something I don't like. So the culture I'm trying to create is one where we all pretty much know each other. Like, I want 30 teams with 30 like superstars. We all can learn each other, learn each other's team, learn each other's tendencies, and just have a great league season after season. That's what I want. I think that's the funnest way to do it, because if you know who you're going up against and you know who the top dogs are, you know what your team has to do to become a top team. And that's just beating the top teams that's in the league. Once you're able to compete on that level consistently, I promise you, you can play in any league. It won't matter who it is. And that's the best way for you to stop a super team from happening. Like, for example, last year when my team won the league, people started considering us a super team throughout the league. Like, because it was like, at first it was like just me, because I was averaging 30 points or whatever. But then as my team began to win more and more, it's like, yeah, but y'all got Jamaica, y'all got um, Montage, y'all got Loco, y'all got, like, my teammates started getting the recognition they deserve. But that all came from just being in the league and everybody being locked in and active. So, as far as crossplay goes, I think it was a great idea. I think everybody's just like, this is how it should have been. There's no wait time for games for real, which is a beautiful thing. Like, you can just hop on and play. I'm pretty sure throughout the discourse right now, you can just always find a matchup game if you wanted to. There's no more waiting around. Like, if somebody ain't ready to play, since you have Xbox and PlayStation participating, you can always get a game. And even if you can't get a game through a Discord server or something like that, I promise you that you can just go in and play ranked matches all day long, and you're always going to get an opponent. And for the most part, it's very rare that you're going to play the same team more than once. At most twice in the same day. But outside of that, you know, it's a beautiful thing. I think crossplay should have been here. That's how I feel about it. So how I feel about 2K24. Let's talk about the bad. I always want to start off with the bad and then go into the good. So the bad thing for me is I got patched. I don't know if anybody else has experienced it, but I completely got patched. My play style completely got patched. Like, the way I like to play and the way I want to do things, that's dead. It's dead. They took away limitless range, which I'm actually a fan of that. I think it's a pro, but at the same time, with them taking it away, that kind of took away the floor spacing away from my team. So not to mention, it just cost so many attributes on certain things. Like, everything that I used to do well last year costs so many attribute points now that I can't even do it. Like, last year, my point guard, I get it, he was 6'9" or whatever, but I had a 99 rebounding, I had a pretty much a 90 driving dunk, I had a 90 pass accuracy. I was able to do everything that made me effective, which is why when y'all see us play games, we was always good. I mean, I developed a style that allowed me to cover up all the weaknesses. I was the only person that couldn't necessarily shoot threes, but I made up for it in other ways. Rebounded, I got assists, I knocked down the mid range, and I can get to the rim and score. Take advantage of any big man trying to guard me, and take advantage of any guard that's trying to guard me. And you can't necessarily just say, I'm going to put your best defender on me because I have the ability to force the switch. You're going to give me the switch that I want, or you're going to take the three ball. You take your pick. So, the build I end up going with that I might remake at some point, but right now I'm working with a 3-and-D threat. There's a point guard, he's 6'8", 220. I'm telling you right now, my dude's swole as shit. And the crazy thing about it is, I always like having a point guard that has some size on him for an intimidation standpoint. But like even when I tried to make like my 6'9" build, I made a 6'9" shooting guard that pretty much was gonna play like my guy last year, but I can't even put enough rebounding into him to make him effective. Right? So it's a lot of layers to make things work. If I'm able to get the rebound, kick it out fast, and then able to find some type of way to finish consistently, I would be happy with this year's game. But apparently, you can't make a build that can do all that anymore. And the only way I can think to actually do it would be to make a center. But if I put myself at center, it really takes away from my playmaking ability because I no longer get the one to be to bring the ball up the court. I'm gonna get plucked every time. Another thing I don't like about this year's game, the steals. Look, I get it. If you spend your attributes on Hall of Fame Ripper and Hall of Fame Glove, I do expect you to get a lot of steals. Obviously, that comes with Hall of Fame Interceptor. But I expect you to get some steals. But what I don't like about the steals is that you literally could just walk up to somebody and hit square or flick the right stick and it's a steal. Damn near every single time. Like that, I'm sorry, that's trash. That's completely trash. Like, wait till I try to do a crossover or size you up or something. You should not just be able to come down, somebody flick a button, and then that's it. You know, every single time. Like, they come down, I ain't made no moves. I'm sitting there, like, to be honest with you, I shouldn't even have to hold L2 to protect it. If I just come down and dribble, I'm just dribbling the ball. I'm just sitting there. At the point I try to attack or do too much, if I over dribble or something like that, then yeah, rip me then. But don't just rip me for the fuck of it. That's just trash to me. No, I get it. You got the 99 still. You know, my unpluckable, the way they made the builds this year, I can either have a silver unpluckable, which is that's what I rock with, or I can have gold if I decide to put my post control up to 92. But that is what it is. You know, every year I don't really make the meta point guard, so I gotta stick with what they give me. Another thing I don't like is like in the beginning of NBA 2K24, the blocks were good. You know, I didn't have a problem with necessarily rim protection. The chase down blocks was there, it made the game fun in my opinion. Because you had to be very careful as to how you try to attack or something like that. But since then, they changed it for some godforsaken reason. I think they nerfed still slightly, but they completely nerfed the blocking. You know, that's what I hate about the game, because people have complained about like paint defense for a very long time. Rightfully so, but the problem I have with it, don't go down there and just hold your hands up and be mad if somebody make a bucket. You're not actively playing defense, you're not sliding your feet, you're not attempting to block anything. You should not be able to force an NBA player to miss a layup by standing there. Now, if you can force him to pick up his dribble, you crowd him, and you put your hands up correctly, cool. But to be able to just sit back in the paint with your hands up, and because guys don't have high layup or high close shot, we just missing it, especially when the offensive player is bigger, that's trash. I'm sorry. Fix that. Fix it. Now, to the medium portion, I ain't gonna say this is bad, but like, people still have a tendency to kind of jump on your back. Now, when you play rec and here in the pro-am, sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. But like when you playing in the park or you playing 1v1 or something, they jump on you a lot with no consequence. Force you out of bounds. Like, I don't mind the animation itself, but make it make sense. Like, if I got a 6'3" guard on me, I'm sorry, at no point is he bumping me to do anything. I'm 6'8", 220. You're not bumping me to do a damn thing. No, you ain't strong enough to force me to pick the ball up. You're not going to stop me from backing you down. And you're not just going to jump and push me out of bounds. Stop that, 2K. Stop it. But that's all I pretty much got for the medium. Now to the stuff that I actually like about the game. One thing I like a lot is all the new finishing mechanics that the game has. Like, you have a ton of moves that you can do now at your disposal to sit there and score on the defense consistently. That is a dub. All right, for the longest time, what lacked in 2K, in my opinion, was the ability to make layups. And it's still pretty bad because, like I said, if you don't have a high layup, they won't let you make a layup. It's stupid. But at the same time, the degree of difficulty, like last year, we all know Acrobat was bad. You had that bitch on bronze, and you was able to just hit square as many times as you needed to. The ball go all the way up in the air and drop in some way, somehow. This year, you actually have to be a little bit more strategic. You got the float game, you got the two-step, you got the spin cycle, you got bunny. You got a lot of different ways to get down here on attack. Now, some of the moves are smoother than others. The Euro, sometimes you can get a good one, sometimes you get a very slow one. All right, I think when people are trying to attack the basket, 2K has to do a better job of just trying to dictate the move they're trying to do. Like if I'm going down there to do spin cycle, try to put me in a way that I still have a chance to finish. Also, going back to the bad for a second, what I hate about this game is the fact that you can green a heavily contested shot. You have a red contest, you get a green, but people can completely take away your layup meter. As long as I have a chance to get the ball up, I should have a chance to make it. I ain't saying the percentage got to be high, but I should get a chance to make it. But let's go back to it. Another good thing I like about this year is just the less affiliations because you ain't got to go all over the place. Or kind of like the ref system is moving slow, which is a good thing because that means you have to grind it out over a period of time as opposed to just pretty much beating the game and sitting on your ass until the next season. I also think that being able to buy or skip levels was a great idea. Yeah, it's a money grabber idea, I get that. But sometimes some people don't have a chance to make it, and if you have the funds available and you actually want those rewards and prizes, I'm fine with it. The rewards and prizes don't really affect gameplay. It ain't like you play for level 40 and you get unlimited, shooting or something like that. So I'm all for it. I think it was a beautiful idea to be able to skip levels or purchase something that allows you to skip those levels. When it comes to the Pro-Am, my team is a work in progress. Honestly, it's just a work in progress. We have good games, we have bad games. Starting off in the beginning, we was not that good. Now that it's been about a month, we starting to look the way I think we should look, and I think here in a couple of weeks we should be right on point. Now the team itself has split. Now I don't want to say split in the sense that like we don't fuck with each other no more, nothing like that. Now that's the farthest thing from the truth. But the team, pretty much, my co-captain has a best friend he's been playing with for years. Y'all see me play with him before. His name is Step Your Game Up. We have all been on the team before, but me and Step Your Game Up are both alpha personalities, so we just don't mesh well. But again, that is my co-captain's best friend, like outside of 2K and everything. So they formed a team, and to be honest, I thought those two would have formed a team way before now. So RDH Hawk is going to play back and forth between both teams, and then some of the other people that also play with that team are going to play on both teams. It is what it is. I just like to have five. I think the reason why I'm saying this is split and I'm putting it out there like that is because like what happened one Saturday morning is I wanted to play, right? But RDH Hawk and Step Your Game Up, they had already pulled two people that was on the team. So when my team came back and we only had like 3 people, it's like we can go run park, which is cool, but if they didn't feel like running park, then we don't have enough people to play because 2 people had already got taken from the team. So what I did was I separated it to the point where the people that I see normally playing with Step Your Game Up and RDH Hawk on that other team, okay, y'all over here. Which now means these other people that's left, I need y'all to run with me. I need us to keep grinding. And, you know, this is gonna be fun because we'll get a chance to like match up against each other and make each other better and things like that. So like I said, they're still gonna play on both teams. It's a beautiful thing, but now I'm more so focused on the guys that are just strictly playing with me or fucking with me, as opposed to every single person trying to make sure everybody play. Because the thing is, I want everybody to get the opportunity to play and also start getting enough opportunities to actually play team pro rounds. Some people I don't even put in this because I haven't seen them play enough. I don't know what they're going to do. And when you come into this particular mode, your tendencies have to be on point. You know, I have to know what you're thinking, how you're going to react. Who can I put you on? Can you guard this position? Can you switch? Can you rebound? Do you know how to box out? I got to know all those things. So it just gives me more of an opportunity to let everybody play. So that's why I did it like that. But no means have we broken up. It's not really a split. It's just my way of making sure everybody can get a chance to play because I don't want to have another Saturday where I'm trying to play and I don't have enough people. So now that everybody kind of knows how it's going to go, no, we just go from there. But all in all, this year, it's going to be what it is, all right? It's the first year of crossplay. I'm not really saying the game is bad as a whole, but, you know, it's just like it's going to take an adjustment to get used to the gameplay. Because once you got your mind set on the style, like me, I've been making the same build forever. It's very hard to sit there and say, oh, this game sucks just because I can't do what I want to do. At some point, the game don't suck. You just gotta adjust. So I don't want to say the game is bad. Um, I think as the game continues and I get more and more used to the way my build is and the way the game is, I'm adjust like I always do. I'm always gonna have a high win percentage, so it is what it is. You know, I don't think it's like NBA 2K22, which was, I'm sorry, NBA 2K22 was by far the worst 2K in my opinion. So I don't think it's up there with that. The best 2K in my opinion would be either NBA 2K19 or NBA 2K14 from a gameplay perspective. And I think from a community perspective, most people prefer NBA 2K15 or NBA 2K16. A lot of people didn't like 17. A lot of people didn't like 18. All right, so it is. I mean, the game's gonna be what it is. Hopefully, more people are enjoying the game than that. I think the ability to play against other people is great, and that's all I got, man. So, if you was wondering Lethal's opinion on NBA 2K24, there you go. Hopefully, y'all enjoy the gameplay playing in the background. This is one of our rare wins. You know, against a decent team. We've been getting our ass whooped at the beginning of the year. We're doing pretty solid right now. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. It helps more people watch my videos. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.